Alrighty, hello there. I recently made a video showing off all the weapons and artifacts and armor and junk I've collected in this 200-hour playthrough, and it got into the algorithm, which has been rare lately and was a real nice surprise. Just for a day or two there, got a lot of nice comments and positive thoughts, and I thought, why don't I show off all the other house mods I've installed, because I wanted to check a bunch of them out, even though I mainly use this one, the Mori house, in front of me. And the link for my video showing that off will be in the description. Sorry for the outdoor lag. This game does not love being recorded. So this first one is Balmora Balcony House. It's on Nexus. All the ones I'll talk about are. And we're just doing Vvardenfell in this video. I've used this for a long time. It's a nice starter house. It does have some gear inside that's a little cheesy. And unfortunately there's no way to pay for it, which is a little, maybe immersion breaking if that's your thing. But we'll go room by room here. Some high capacity storage chests, which are great for OpenMW, which has more issues with that. Dining room. Another door to outside. Nice little bedroom. Some more bookshelves and alchemy gear. There's no way to sort this automatically, to my knowledge, but there is a container for each ingredient in the vanilla game. And then some display tables up on the top floor. So I wish there was a way to buy that, but I used that house a lot in my early playthroughs before I really started to get a handle on this game, since Balmora is most people's second town. Okay, let's be calm. So this is a nice little Satanine house right off the lighthouse. I'll try to link to all these. Hope this won't take too long to load. This is another one I used in my earliest figuring the game out playthroughs. There is also, unfortunately, no way to buy it. There's a key hidden in the dock and the wood right outside the door. But another very small measured house, probably good for new players or if you're trying to get a house in every town, possibly. So yeah, just to quickly show off its location, it is right off the lighthouse. Oh, lag, please stop. And the key is hidden in the slats to the left there. And yeah, just real compact, but real nice. Chest, desk, bookshelves, a couple more chests, closet. And then there's a little loft that has the bed, a bigger storage chest. Okay. Okay, this is one. Nothing against the person who made it. All people who make decent mods deserve credit. The thing about that Mori house in Balmora that I like is it is very large. It has named containers, but it still sort of feels like a house. I mean, you have to buy it. It is big, but it's not super gigantic infinite castle big. This one kind of crosses that line. It's called the Zatera House. It is near where Tariel falls to his death. And I might just be a little too big for my taste. But if you want a giant, grand display house, this is probably one of the better options. It's also so big I have to use the map to navigate sometimes, which is kind of crazy. It does have multiple setup mannequins for armor of different classes. Yeah, medium, light. I probably should have shown off the entrance so you know where it's at. Like I said, it's right outside of Seydenine, to where you get the Scrolls of Vicarian Flight. Any experienced player will know the spot. It's just off to the right before the big hill. So this one is, I believe, labeled as Player Museum. I'm going to double check, but I believe it's right outside of Nisus. Yeah, it is right outside of Nisus. It is a little absurd too. You get your own manor with your own savant. However, I think if I was going to go fully through with laying out every item and weapon in the game, this might be the house. It is so large once you get to these display halls, with so many spots to drop your stuff. I genuinely think you could set up just about every weapon in the game, probably just nearly in this first room, and they go on. There's multiple. Let's use the map again, it's so big. Looking for the hallway. Okay, and then it gets even crazier where you could even try to set it out by type. Like there's like a Daedra vault. There's a Dwemer vault. So if you were trying to set up all your specific items of a class or a location type, you could really go do that too. And I mean, these are very large rooms. There's so much space here that it really made me consider, what if I want to do a playthrough where I artificially use the console to join all houses and factions? So as far as the overly large ones go, this is the coolest, I think. Just having all these different rooms for types of things is very neat. Solstheim House, Empire House. Yeah, they worked really hard on having the different design for all these rooms, so I have a lot of respect for that. That one's kind of based off the DLC. This one's based off the Aliads and Cyrodiil and Oblivion. Very cool. The Balamin Manor. Okay, and then for these next ones are all from one set. And I think if you're trying to go for really small, realistic houses that you have to purchase, this is the mod. And here, while I load in, let me pull up the name. I saved it. And I should link this down in the description, ideally. Oh, heck. Okay. I'll pull it up later. Essentially, it puts a Halalu merchant in the Halalu canton in Vivec, and he sells them. They're not super cheap, but they have a bit of a price, which is nice. They're all very reasonable sized homes that fit the environment they're in. They're not filled with cheat weapons or automatically labeled containers, but they do have a lot of storage. It's not a waste.
We're watching you, scum.
So you can get into that one from the Vivec Foreign. This is right near Fast Eddie's in Balmora, not too far from my Mori house. And other than sticking the deeds for these on the wall, I haven't really messed with them, so they should have... This is the item setup you'll get inside. There's one in most cities, not all cities. This is Pelagad. It's right off the main concourse. Yeah, if I ever decide to do a more realistic, I'm just going to do one character type and just do 1 or 2 quest lines, I might try to use these. Definitely more balanced and realistic. Caldera. This one says towards the governor's mansion. Let me check. Ignore the Halloween pumpkins. I didn't get around to recording that. Now I need to get rid of them. Yeah, so just... The only error with one of these houses I've noticed is that the Vivek one clips in the top of the foreign quarter in a strange way. It is the only one where I've noticed some kind of bug like that, though. In Alderun, this one's just below the temple. Like I said, they really match the style of the buildings in their particular town. Okay, this is called Ashworm's Houses and Apartments. Okay, Margon. Oh. Yeah, I mean, there are a few things. Like, it had some, expensive clothes, occasionally a book, sometimes even a skill book, but a little less ridiculous with it than some of the ones I've seen. There shouldn't be any master alchemy sets in them, or definitely a more realistic turn. Now, that was right below the Silt Strider, so that's a very good spot in Margon. Nisa. So this isn't far from that museum I showed off. It's in town, though. I believe this one's just below the Silt Strider port. We'll check. This mod only came out in December of 24. Yep, right near the Silt Strider and stuff. And they do a good job of blending them in. I mean, you really, unless you're an expert, you wouldn't even notice that something's out of place.
What was that?
Okay, Vvardenfell. So, small house for a really small village. Just this one room. Yeah, so that one's just off the boat dock there. I do think this one sticks out just a little bit more than the others. It probably should have been a wood shack. But it's in the same style as these other semi-imperial homes up there, so not too out of place, just a little. Teleroom. So this is in the Telvanni mushroom style. That's got a little basement with a couple barrels. Some of those Telvanni magic crystals for decoration. Oh. And you actually need the no levitate, huh? Okay. think this one's a little awkwardly located on a mushroom stem path. Not downright buggy like the one exit of the Vivek one, but a little funky looking. But I think this is the best house lot for the vanilla game that I've seen. Oh, this one's its own little house, actually. Never mind. I'm thinking of a different town. Okay, now we go to Voss. Yeah, I mean, not the worst. I just feel like it's a little awkwardly placed in the hill there, but I could believe it was dug in. Okay, Saran. We could clear those tables and have some good displays. Taking that. I got a liquor collection in my main house. This one actually has a bit more space than they usually do. And it's kind of more towards the exit of town. Nice big tower house, if that's what you're looking for. Oh, don't crash, baby. Hello, Owud. Another one-room shack. Fitting for this very small fishing village. Just a little hammock bed. And I know for certain people, if you maybe do a more hardcore run, or you have needs like sleeping, that kind of mod installed, having more options and free, well, not free, but beds you really own are cool. And this one's right off the boat dock, which is nice. Okay. And that completes the houses that are on the vanilla landmass. I will now clear most of these out of my mark list, recall list, and we'll do all the ones from Tamara Rebuilt. That'll be the next video. The main one for that will be Mainland Magical Homes. It's very similar to this one I just showed off, Ashworms. More expensive, but reasonably priced. They're usually right on the outside of town. Fit into the landscape pretty good. And then a couple of extras. I've got a Narcissus home or two to show off. Okay. Thank you for watching. Hope this was helpful if you're looking for house mods. It's an important part of these Bethesda games to have a place to sleep and drop your junk and display it, right? Thanks again.